What's up, collectors? I'm Trisha watching GCS. Today we're going to be taking a look at the recently revealed listings for Transformers Legacy Amazon exclusive figures of 2022 and more. So this is the list itself. I already covered the Walmart's, Walgreens, and Target exclusive. As always, link is in the description down below. But this is for Amazon. I'm also going to be talking about the Generation Selects, the House Repulse, and all that. And well, the reason I just pulled this all the way to the back, you know, it's just kind of postponing it is because in comparison with the Walmart and Target, this list is not that good. It's just kind of 50, don't get me wrong, there's a couple figures here that are really exciting to see, but it's just, it doesn't compare with the, you know, the Targets and the Walmarts. And before we get into it, I want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope you're having a fantastic night next to your family members and all that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first on the list, we got Legacy Records Deluxe Impactor. Now, this is going to be another subline within the Amazon thing, but you know, last time was Galaxy Odyssey, I think. I completely forgot, but it was something like that. And you know, it was a subline within you know, the Kingdom, Earthrise, and Siege, the whole War for Cybertron thing. And now it's going to be on the Legacy. And the first one is going to be this guy, Impactor, and this is going to be another copy and paste of the same Impactor that we got for the Siege. Nothing special here in terms of how he's going to look. I think it's going to look exactly the same, just a different, you know, paint deck or something like that. But in terms of, you know, some major upgrades or something like that, no, I don't think he's gonna have any upgrades whatsoever. Now, next up on the list, we got Legacy Records Deluxe Twin Twist as well as Stop Spin. I said both of them at the same time because I think they're gonna go ahead and come on a 2-pack. I mean, look at them, they look so, you know, like they belong on a 2-pack together. And pretty much most of the time when it's Amazon exclusive, they always come on a 2-pack, and when they don't, it's just once every, you know, blue moon, because they always do that. Now, these ones, man, I recommend you get these because they are a pain in a, you know, where to get. I've been trying to hunt these guys for a while now, and they're completely rare, completely expensive. Now, these are probably the ones that I'm only gonna get for the entire list. That these are the only 2 figures that get me excited on the whole list, because again, they're super rare, super expensive, and as you can see, they're really accurate to the G1 representation, as well as the paint deco and, you know, the slickness, sculpted and detail. They look fantastic, man. I cannot wait to have these 2 on my collection. Now, in terms of how they're gonna look, I honestly don't know, and I honestly don't care as well, because, you know, the similar they look to the Titans Return, the better, because they already look really accurate to this particular representation. Everything looks fantastic, man, and the sculpted detail pops good enough with the color they have. Maybe they go ahead and drop, you know, extra white there or extra blue there, but honestly, it's irrelevant. They already look good as they are. Now, next up on the list, we got Legacy Records Deluxe Left Foot, and the first thing that comes to mind when I say that name is the Vaderverse Left Foot, and kind of makes sense because that's the only representation that I know and the most known right now. I had to Google this guy to see, you know, what other representations look, and it turns out he has a yellow and blue look, and as you can see, it looks really good. I love the face mask, and in terms of how this guy is going to be, you know, integrated into our line, the figure that makes most sense is the Mirage figure. They're going to go ahead and just change the color, swap the heads, and call Mirage Left Foot. And it kind of makes sense because he is a Formula 1 car, and this guy as well. So, you know, the transition is going to be pretty much seamless. In terms of how it's going to look, if it's going to look accurate, I honestly don't know and don't care as well, because again, I have no connection with this guy, so we just had to wait and see the final product to decide if we're gonna go ahead and get it or not. But let's go ahead and keep it moving. Next, we got Legacy Records Voyager Class Springer. Now, for this figure, I don't think they're gonna do any changes whatsoever. Like, this is already one of the best figures of the entire War for Cybertron line. It's my favorite of the Siege. And other than the paint distribution, like, I suppose they can do, you know, a clean Springer with no vital damage, no anything, you know, it's just the green and, you know, the gray and all that, and it's gonna look fantastic. If they do that, I may get that, because, you know, I kind of want a more accurate G1 Springer in my collection. Like, don't get me wrong, that looks fantastic with the whole vital damage. It's not accurate to G1 representation, but that's the only thing that I think they're gonna go ahead and do, because again, like, the figure is already perfect. It doesn't need anything else. But moving on, next up we got Legacy Records Voyager Class Bullhead, and this is another one that I have absolutely no idea what they're gonna do to the actual figure, because he just came out, or he's about to, and they're already, you know, planning on, you know, retooling this guy and, you know, changing the paint distribution or something like that, like in terms of how it's gonna look, maybe animated, you know, paint distribution, but I doubt they're gonna go ahead and retool this guy to make it, you know, a little bit fatter or something like that. I absolutely have no idea what they're gonna do with this guy. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Last we got Legacy Deluxe Fractal, and for this one, this is just gonna be another copy paste of the pterodactyl figure that we got with the Golden Disc collection. Like, this is just gonna be another one of those, like, but the only difference is that it's gonna be green now. We got the red one from Target, and this is gonna go ahead and come to us from Amazon. But other than that, man, there's not much to say about this guy. Again, just another copy paste of the actual same figure. So let's go ahead and move on to the actual EVDs of the video itself, because as you saw this list, I don't know about you guys, like leave it on the comments if you're interested on any of these figures other than the Twin Twist and the Tuskby, because again, these are just copy and paste of the same figures. Like, there's nothing you know, to drag us to buy it. I mean, that's my personal thoughts. Leave that if you go ahead and think different than me. But let's go ahead and get into the fan channel stuff. Now, beware, take everything on this list with a grain of salt. This is subject to change. Some is confirmed, some is, you know, kind of sketchy, so, you know, as always, take it with a grain of salt. Now, first on the list, we got Beast Wars Sandstorm, and for this one, it's gonna be just a Scorpion with the sandy look. Hopefully, it's gonna be, you know, total accurate, just like the Target exclusive. But if it's not, it's just gonna be, you know, a copy and paste from the Kingdom, just with a different paint distribution. Now, moving on, next we got Night Prowler. For Night Prowler, we got the actual official image of the actual figure. This is how it's gonna look. In my opinion, it's pretty much more of the same, just with the different you know, paint distribution. It looks kind of decent. I'm not gonna go ahead and get it, but, you know, it looks fine, I guess. Now, moving on, we got Legacy Deluxe Beast Wars Buzzsaw, and for this one, again, we have an official image. This is how it's gonna look. For this one, it's a completely different story, in my opinion. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy ASAP. Like, the whole thing, I love it. You can see, you know, the new face goal and the whole paint distribution makes the skull tend to pop a little bit more, in my opinion, and I kind of like it. Now, next up, we got a couple figures that I already took a look at them and, you know, make their separate videos and all that. First, we got DK3, and this is essentially gonna be a blue Trailbreaker, but that is pretty much it. The other one is gonna be Guard. This is gonna be the black Ironhide. I already took a look at it and, you know, give you my thoughts and all that. I believe it was on the Figures to Come in 2022 video or something like that. Link is gonna be in the description down below. But moving on, next we got Lift Ticket. Again, this is another figure that I made a separate video on it. Essentially, this is just gonna be Hoist, but on red and, you know, with the record name on the sides, and that is pretty much it. Now, next we got Voyager Clonus from Armada. This is the figure that I have absolutely, to this day, no idea how it's gonna look. I don't know if it's gonna look like the Kingdom Cyclonus, or it's gonna be a completely brand new model and, you know, look accurate to the Armada version of him, or it's gonna be, you know, the Kingdom Cyclonus but with the paint distribution of the Armada. I have absolutely no idea. Now, last but not least, in terms of the Hasbro Pulse, we're gonna go ahead and get Deluxe Oregon Pass and Voyager Alpha Trion. Now, for Alpha Trion, obviously it's just gonna be, you know, a slightly retool, or maybe just a complete repaint of Scorch / the sweeps, and that is pretty much it. And for the Deluxe Orient packs, I have absolutely no idea how it's gonna look, or what it's gonna be, or what figure they're gonna go ahead and use for the actual thing. But other than that, that's pretty much all the knowledge that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see and know your opinion on it, especially which of these figures are you most excited for, and, you know, are you gonna go ahead and buy them or not? Leave that on the comments. But that's pretty much it for the whole thing. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. It will help you to algorithm how some of my videos get out in a while. So if you get anything, anybody to make content, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. But this is pretty much it for Transformers Legacy Amazon exclusive figures for 2022.